Welcome to Partners in Prevention. I'm Jennifer Stein with Prevent Child Abuse Habersham. Each month we bring to you information about how we can help prevent abuse and help bring about safety measures so our children can grow up to be healthy and free of abuse. Today we're going to be talking about all sorts of activities that happen during the month of October in our school system. And so Dan Keefe is over at Wilbanks Middle School. He is a veteran counselor with the Habersham County school system. And Dan, share with us, what are some of the things that the students had the opportunity to be a part of in the month of October?
Well, thanks for having me, as always. But yes, October, it's always a busy month in the school system. We have several things going on. October is National Bullying Prevention Month.
Right.
It's also the month we have our United Way campaign. We participated in Red Ribbon Week last week during this month. We also have our canned food drive going on during the month of October. So it's a busy time. It's a great opportunity for our community, our students, just all stakeholders to get involved with many of these prevention efforts.
Well, and I love about that because that just instills on a daily basis that good character development, making good choices, and allowing those students to see how their actions can create that positive momentum.
Absolutely.
So, wonderful.
Absolutely.
Well, and last year we talked heavily about the bullying prevention, and that was a great opportunity for us to learn more what's happening in the schools. And I really enjoyed hearing how that was a year-long effort.
Correct.
And so share with us more the Red Ribbon Week. I know that that's a national campaign to help bring awareness to the epidemic of drug abuse and the choices that these kids have to make. What are some things that the school did during that week or would do all year?
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of the same type thing. You know, we always focus on making healthy decisions and smart decisions and communicating with our parents and students. But the Awareness Week, the Red Ribbon Week, is at end of October, and like you said, it's an alcohol, tobacco, and other drug prevention effort. Most of the time, it looks different in all schools, but
right.
As we're, you know, as the faculty and staff are promoting these prevention efforts, a lot of times we'll have spirit weeks in the school where students and faculty get to participate in different days as we highlight the importance of making drug-free decisions, living a drug-free lifestyle. Students may get to dress up as their favorite character.
Okay.
They may get to dress up as Camouflage Day. And each day will have a different theme of how the students will focus on staying drug-free.
Very good. So kind of sprinkling
That's
the
right.
underlying theme
Right.
throughout the week.
That's right.
With that, you know, the Spirit Week and such, one of the articles I was reading just kind of overlaid the fact that adults at home are not always a good proponent in talking about what their child needs to do to be healthy. So it's so important that the character development aspect in schools is going on. So it's an unfortunate situation there. You're at middle school.
Middle school.
What are some challenges that you're facing there with some of your students? Any specific issues that you're helping them overcome?
Well, you know, in middle school, they're now you know, as they're getting older, they get, and which is it's a good thing. They're getting to experience more opportunities, and we encourage all the time for the students to get involved some way or another in something, whether it's band, chorus, sports team, or an academic team, just something. We want students to get involved, but with that comes the added pressure of you know, they're becoming independent and to make their own decisions. They need to understand who, you know, what friends they're around during the after-school hours. So we really try to focus on, you know, making sure the students understanding to make these healthy decisions, to communicate with the adults at school, which will hopefully lead to communication at home with the parents.
And with the importance of joining an activity, what does that help a child do at that age?
Just help, everyone wants to, you want to fit in, you want to be a part of something.
Okay, so that sense of belonging.
That sense of belonging, just trying to, trying to help foster some self-esteem, or build self-esteem, try to encourage the use of some social skills, and just, and really just, kind of experience different aspects that, of school or of, just other activities they haven't been involved in, see what they like, see what, they don't like, so they can make decisions. They're just, we're just building, for the future. So we want to encourage them to make the appropriate decisions as they get involved in school and extracurricular activities.
And so that's just a positive peer group that's coming together, that got common interests, and enjoying that time.
Correct.
So wonderful. With that, what are some of the clubs that a student might be able to get involved in?
Several options across all schools, but some of the more common options would be band, like you mentioned, or chorus. I think our county has a strong FFA program. They do a lot of great things with the students. We have clubs like FCA. Of course, we have our sports teams. From middle school and above, basketball at each school, baseball, football, all types of activities for students to become involved. We also have after-school programs for students who they may need more academic help, or they may want to help tutor some other students. So it's all types of
ways to
chances
contribute. Good. Well, when we come back from this break, we want to talk a little bit more about what's happening in the schools to help support healthy decisions and healthy choices. So we'll be back right after this message.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids
you.
how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back to Partners in Prevention. Today we have Dan Keefe from Wilbanks Middle School, and we have been talking about how all the activities that go on regularly during the school system help promote good character education and healthy choices to help them make those good decisions when they encounter peer pressure and things of that nature. Prior to break, we were discussing some of the programs that the school offers. You had listened to the fellow Christian athletes, and just the importance of that student wanting to find their place of belonging, and then that social peer movement. What are some other programs that continue to help with enrichment or maybe electives during the school? What are some things there, Dan?
Of course, through each grade level, elementary, middle school, and high school, we have various opportunities for students to take connection classes or elective classes, and some at the elementary level are just music, PE, and art. Those are some of the more common ones. They also have a computer lab, I believe, in some schools, which is great. Then as they get, as the students move to middle school and even high school, we have some of the classes that we mentioned before, like some of the clubs like FFA or agriculture.
And they go to competition.
They have competitions, state fairs. The students really, our agriculture teachers do a great job of getting them involved outside of school. They go to their shows, like you said, their fairs. All types of activities. So it's a great learning experience. We have a technology class where students can become involved with robotics and work with Legos, and they go to competitions.
Very good.
With
And
this.
what age is the
This
technologies
is
class?
this is in middle school.
Okay.
I'm sure they have this in high school also, but I know in middle school technology is offered, and like I said, the students really seem to enjoy the building the robotics out of Legos and
Right.
programming them, and they have to program the robotics to complete a course, and so it's fantastic. Students enjoy that, and then of course we have our computer skills class, our business applications, PE, which a lot of in
Very favorite
weightlifting,
elective,
yes,
yes.
yes it is, and then band and chorus, as we mentioned, and this isn't everything I know that's offered through the high school, but those are
Right.
a few ways students can get involved through elective classes.
Finding where those interests
That's
are.
right,
And,
and kind of going from there, and along with those classes, a lot of different schools, they offer different types of character education
Okay.
programs, and of course they look different, elementary through high
Right.
school. But
Right.
I know just to name a few, there's the Think First and Stay Safe curriculum, and then a few other ones that I know of that are offered are there's Overcoming Obstacles.
Okay.
There's Junior Achievement. There's a Medal of Honor character education program. Say there's Core Essentials, I believe, is still offered. So a lot of those I know are offered elementary and middle school, and then
Laying that good foundation.
laying the foundation, yes.
So the Think First, Stay Safe, that's taken the place of what used to be called Good Touch, Bad Touch.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Okay.
my understanding. I want to make sure I say that correctly, since I'm now in middle school, not in elementary school. But
Right.
and this program, from what I understand, it focuses on, or it kind of encompasses the bullying aspect, the drug awareness aspect,
Very good.
and the abuse aspect. And this
Okay.
is kind of integrating all three of those areas, and focusing on just what it says to think first and to stay safe, and which is what a common goal for all of us. We want to
Absolutely.
keep our
Well, and having those conversations, being proactive is such a great way to prevent those things from happening. With you had also mentioned to me prior to the show, the goal setting that you all do, starting at a very young age, which if you keep your eyes on the target, to me that's a wonderful way to keep the pressures that might come along the way at bay.
correct.
So tell me about how the goal setting works. What's happening with that?
And we, of course, we, help students develop short-term goals or long-term goals,
Yes.
and we kind of help. Many schools will have an advisement period or a certain time set aside in the day to work with a small group of students.
Right.
Focus on their grades. It's a short period of time where teachers can work with the students on looking at their grades. What are you missing anything? Is there something that you need extra help with? And kind of, as you mentioned, goal setting. We want to set goals on, what do the students need to do to be successful to pass this class, or to
Okay.
complete this grade level, or
Very
to
good.
graduate on time.
Okay.
And
So it could be as simple and incremental as getting to the end of the semester.
Correct.
Or it could be that long-term planning that I want to go into the armed services, and to do that I need to do this, or culinary arts school, or things like
Correct.
that.
Yes,
Awesome.
and when we're looking at the long-term goals, I think this is fantastic. But all students starting in first grade, they get to participate in career related activities.
Okay.
And so you know, starting first grade students are you know, they, like I said, they have the opportunity to experience some different career clusters and
Right.
see the information that comes along with their interests at the time, and of course that may change, and that's fine.
Of course, yes.
But they have the opportunity to you know, look at their short-term goal, see how that relates to developing a long-term goal as to joining the
Very good.
military. Or
I tell you, they love the career days.
They
I
do.
know that that's an
They do.
exciting day,
they
and
do.
enjoy
I
seeing
tell
the-
you, we at our school, we just have had a group of students visit North Georgia Tech. Our 8th grade students, they get to visit there, and the tour guides up there are awesome. They take them around and let them see, you know, the welding shop or
Right.
the cosmetology facility, the early childhood. So these students have experienced lessons in these career clusters, and so, you know, now they're getting to go to this college and look and say, okay, here's what I'm going to
What
do.
I'd be
You know,
doing.
it's no longer just a piece of paper. Hey, I
Right.
chose
Right.
cosmetology. Now you get to go in and see
that.
what's going on. So.
Great. Well, when we get back from this message, we're going to hear a little bit more about how we as parents can partner with the schools to help those children stay healthy.
With cable television production studios in Habersham and Towns counties, you're watching Windstream Cable Television Channel 4, home of local origination programming in North Georgia. From weekly church services to sports and community events, we've got you covered. Join us 24/7 for local programming at its best. Windstream Cable Television, it's what people are watching.
Now showing on Windstream Cable Television Channel 4. Start your mornings at 6 with a live on-air broadcast from WCON Radio. At 8 o'clock, it's the Georgia Farm Monitor with the latest state and national agricultural news. Followed at 9 with David Sellers and his popular Art in the Mountains program. And at 9:30, share a taste of the community with Jim Gear and Friends on his long-running show, Common Cup. Windstream Cable Television Channel 4. It's what people are watching.
Welcome back to Partners in Prevention. We have Dan Keefe with us this month, and we have been discussing the importance of children getting involved in during school and after school enrichment activities and clubs. That sense of belonging, which all of those components put together just allow them to lead a healthier life, trying to keep them away from the obstacles of drug addiction and things. And one of those components, of course, you've talked about what the children can do and what the school is doing, but now it's on us. We as parents, you know, what role can we take to be observant, to love on those children, but yet also not to get too involved. So in your eyes, Dan, what do you think would be kind of like that optimal picture of a parent for a teenager? Any tidbits there you can enlighten us with?
Yeah, well, I can definitely try. But you know, like you were saying, you know, we're kind of talking about, you know, looking at these programs, and everything we've been talking about is building a strong support network for these students. And I think everyone would agree a vital part of that support network is the parents. And so, you know, we have to have the parent support, the students, and you know, the children, they need the parental support. So looking at it, you know, and looking at what parents can do, you know, just a couple of things. I think one is definitely get involved or stay involved with their child's educational activities during school, after school, and as they're doing this, you know, we want to encourage the parents to communicate with their child, talk about what's going on, listen to them, be open, you know, be open-minded and listen to their thoughts, and be supportive in their decision making. You know, we don't want to make the decisions for them. You know,
Very important.
we want to let them we want to kind of foster that independence, and which that may be tough, you know, to you know, watch them maybe
Stumble
make a
or
decision
fall
that
or,
you know,
yes.
it might cause a slight stumble or, like you said, a fall, but that's healthy, and that's going to happen, and you know, so many positives can come from that. So, you know, support their decision making, be active in their life. You know, let them earn your trust and gain that independence, and all, you know, and you know, you want to do this. You don't want to be their best friend along the way. You still want to be the authority, the guardian figure, you know, in their life, where you can still guide them, but you're giving them a little bit of freedom to make those decisions. Yeah.
Well, a couple of things you touched on there, Dan. It really hits home. One of the things was that when you're having that conversation, that reflective conversation, it's so hard as a parent to not want to fix things for that child. And so just being engaged in the conversation without giving the fixes is not the easiest thing to do. And then, of course, you had mentioned the falling part. You know, when we're out on our own and we're in college, that crisis management is not the easiest thing for some of these young adults, you know, 19, 20-year-olds that haven't had to make a lot of decisions up to that point.
Correct.
It can be overwhelming with the peer pressure.
Correct. It can be stressful, and I'm fortunate enough. I actually get to teach at North Georgia Tech. We mentioned North Georgia Tech earlier. I get to teach a college success class up there a couple nights a week.
Okay.
So
you see firsthand.
That's right. I see firsthand. You know, both sides of the equation. You know, I'm seeing students who are, like you said, they're early 20s, and you can see that they have thought through some decisions during their high school career, and they may have stumbled a little bit. They may have failed. They may not have studied for that test, you know, and when they said they did, and you know, some things like that. And so, you know, I see them now. They're exceeding all expectations, you know.
Right.
Of course, on the other hand, we have some students who this is the first time they've kind of been on their feet, first time making their own decisions.
Right, and it's a lot all at once.
And it's a lot at once when they're taking 4 or 5, you know, college classes, and they're making the decisions on their own, and they're having to, you know, of course, get everything situated. So see both sides, but I think, you know, starting at an early age, you know,
navigating
and making their, you know, are being a part of the decision-making process at least, and as they get older, where they can make their own sound decisions.
Very good. Now, with you had mentioned prior the goal setting, and with the parental role, what does that look like? You know, for our partnership with the counselors, what can some parents do as far as understanding their partnership with you as the counselors as well as their kids?
Right. Yeah, and we, you know, we want to make sure, you know, parents, we call it dream team, I guess. Some of us call it dream team in school, and you know, and this is just it's not necessarily certain people from each school. Maybe it's a counselor or principals or assistant principals, teachers, coaches.
Right.
It looks different for every student based on, you know, what they're involved in, but just want to, you know, encourage the parents to be a part of that team, you know. Want you to be on that team, want you to ask questions, you know, pick up the phone and call, come to the after school events, you know. Anytime there's informational events or after school programs or any of the other extracurricular activities, you know, be involved with, you know, how can you help? What can you do to support their child's education?
Very good.
So,
well, before this episode's over, I know we want to bring attention. You've mentioned this before. If there's families that are in need out there, that they can get with their counselor,
Yes.
and let them know that there's a need at their home coming up on the holidays and Thanksgiving and such. And or if you're a family that can help support other families, to
Right.
get in contact with the counselors again and let them know what they're willing to do.
Correct.
So that way for Thanksgiving and the holiday seasons, all of our families here in Habersham County
Right.
have that support.
We do, and we have, like you said, we have a great community. We have a lot of different organizations that want to get involved,
Yes.
and that they'll
Just
take
looking
help
for a
from-
way to help.
Yes, so
Yes.
you know, contact your counselor if you need help or if you would like to help.
Very good.
You will have it.
Wonderful.
all right.
Well, Dan, thanks for joining us today. I hope you've gotten some wonderful information about helping your child stay on the road to success through all sorts of different involvement and then ways we as parents can help support our children. Thank you.